What's up guys, it's Stephen here from EverythingGaming, and today I'm bringing you something a little different. This is the first episode of a new series which I like to call Bring It Back. In this series I go back and play some older games that I feel should either have been remastered for next gen or have a follow-on game made, like a sequel. In today's episode I want to talk to you about The Last of Us. This game is set in apocalyptic America where you play as Joel, a man tasked as protecting a young girl named Ellie across a vast wasteland that is America, fending off both humans and the infected, being zombies. Now the story starts where basically the apocalypse starts to happen, and unfortunately Joel loses his daughter. Now after that it jumps to the future where you meet a woman called Tess, and she basically asks for you to take a girl named Ellie across the wasteland, to a destination. Now, I thought this game was one of the best campaigns I've ever played before, mainly for its story, but also for the gameplay as well. The story between Joel and Ellie, as it progresses, it gets to be very touching, but it's one that makes you want to keep on playing and continue until they reach the end of your journey. Now, in this wasteland, ammo is quite scarce, so being stealthy and using hand combat tools plays a huge role. Not to mention, if you fire a bullet, more infected will end up come running towards you. So you have to play very carefully and think about your actions and what sort of consequences they'll have. So doing things such as making a distraction might allow you to run past the zombies, or they might run towards you. It all depends on how you do it. Another big aspect in this game is crafting. Whether it's things like handmade grenades like Molotovs or the nail grenade, or things such as medkits, but either way it means that you'll have to do a fair amount of scavenging. Now most zombie games these days, such as Resident Evil, which has progressed over time, has turned more into a run and gun game with not much of a storyline, but I feel that The Last of Us has really redefined the zombie game genre, and it shed some new light on what you can do with the zombie games. Hence why I feel that a second one, a sequel, would be amazing for this game, even though I know they did remaster it for the PS4 from the PS3. Now, The Last of Us also has a very good online playing aspect to the game. It's mainly team-based games of 4 versus 4, but it's still just as intense and exciting as big player versus player games such as Call of Duty game modes where you've got 8 players or 6 players per team. But to be honest, in this game, your best bet when you're online is to play as more of a stealthy sort of role. If you run and gun, you're more likely to get caught by the enemies that are sitting there round corners playing it stealthy. Now, overall, I'd like to say The Last of Us was an amazingly fantastic game. Even though it's just a PlayStation exclusive, it was still a phenomenal gaming experience that is definitely a must play. And to be honest, this is one of the only games that made me want to do more than one playthrough of the campaign, and a sequel would be great, especially after the end sequence of The Last of Us, which I'm sure if you've played it, you know that probably might have set it up for a second one, but if they make it or not, I don't know. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Bring It Back. Episode number 2 will be out in a couple of weeks, so please drop a like if you enjoyed this one and stay subscribed for the next one and more gaming videos to come. Thank you very much guys.